Okay, I'm just going to try to do this here. That's my old keyboard there. So the unit I was talking about is, where is it now? I just had it a second ago. Well, let's not worry about that at the moment. It's very warm in here. Well, there it is. Oh, man. Well, I'll get back on that other thing there, Chris, but this is what I'm talking about here. This is my pedal board. And the other thing is just called a Boss BR 1200 CD. So anybody can work with, what do you call, stuff, you know. Anyway, so here's my pedal board on the big pedal case. This, I usually put my little smaller amp on it. And I'll show you how it all works, or what I'm working with, because Terry was curious. So here we go. The first thing in the chain is this great little wireless unit called the Shure. It's a real tank, and you can walk anywhere. You have a little charger, and it lets you walk around without any mucky muck, as Nigel Tufnell would say. So that I take that and run that into my volume pedal, so I can control the volume of everything. And that comes out of that into my Crybaby wah, which has almost too many settings, but volume, click, 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 sweeps and everything. And that goes right out of that into my Boss Super Overdrive. I usually run the amp clean and then pop that on and off. I was having a little trouble that night, you saw me, but that's how that goes. And then I go into the old Boss CE2 course, which apparently is worth a ton of money, but it seems to be sounding a little better lately. And just for shits, gets and shiggles, as they say, curtain bummings. This is my Eddie Van Halen flanger, and if you do that, it's the signature tone that makes it sound like Eddie's, and you can change all the flanging settings. And then that comes out of there and goes into this thing called the POG, which is a poly-octave generator. This is a kind of a shittier unit, but that's the dry signal, and you can also run it like a pseudo. That's an octave up, and that's an octave down. So you can turn the whole thing off and make it go squeeze, squeeze super high, no matter how low note that is. Or you can play a really high note, and that would sound like you're not that far up on the net. So I usually run it something like this, and that's more of a 12-string effect. Anyway, out of that, it goes into my echo pedal, which is also not that good a one, but does the job. I usually have a little bit of a that modulation is screwy. And then I just picked this thing up. It's called a, what do you call it? The Flamma Reverb. It was like, I got it for $60. And it's got all these settings. Big haul, you can change it and set it. And then I just run that out into the amp. So that's what you were listening to. Okay, thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon, I hope. Bye-bye.